us every Sunday for an episode of the Digital Business Forum
at 2 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. EST, and 10 p.m. GMT.
This forum will feature successful, experienced digital business owners with inspiring information to help you make that informed decision about starting your own digital business. By starting your own online business, you will have more free time to take control of your life, create generational wealth, retire early, and make money from anywhere in the world with just your laptop, phone, and internet. If this resonates with you, don't miss this Sunday. Digital Business Forum. Be informed, be inspired.
Welcome once again to this episode of the Digital Business Forum. My name's David. We come here every Sunday to inform you and inspire you and move you towards creating your own digital business. With me tonight is Dorothy N and Dorothy M. I'll give them an opportunity to introduce themselves. If you've never watched us before, you'll get a chance to learn who these people are and what they mean on these digital streets. Otherwise, I'm an advisor on cybersecurity here in Silicon Valley, and I'm a digital business entrepreneur. With that, I'll let Dorothy N get an opportunity to introduce herself. Dorothy, please.
All right. Hi, everybody. How are you doing? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
How are you doing? Hope everybody is doing fine. How are you, David? How are you, Dorothy? How has been your week?
Week's great.
That's great. So if it is your first time to see me, my name is Dorothy Nakalema, and originally from Uganda, currently in California, USA, and a proud digital business coach and an entrepreneur. So yes, a mom, a wife. Yeah, that's a little bit about me. Back to you, David.
Oh, thank you, Dorothy. Dorothy, it's your opportunity to introduce yourself, please.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, my name is Dorothy. I'm a healthcare professional, a digital business consultant and mentor, and I'm always happy to come here to inspire you to take that leap of faith and jump into this online space. All right, and let's get together here. Let's make some money together, and we are here to inspire you and to educate you about the opportunities that are out there in the online space. All right. Welcome in today's episode, and I'm looking forward to chat more with our viewers today. Yeah, and thank you, David.
Well, you had it. That's Dorothy and Dorothy. Today we have an interesting topic. It's a little different from what we present every day. We bring in some guests. They talk to you about their journey and how they've managed to transform their lives, inspiring stories. And today we chose to talk about something that, concerns everybody, the difference between being busy and being productive. And if you look at this holistically, okay, it can be a challenge. You might think that being busy and having so many tasks on your table, equates to actually moving life in a certain direction or towards success or building something. But you need to know what the difference is and how that can affect your progress in life. So if you're looking at it from from an economic point of view, from your finances, it would be great to also look at it socially, how you're progressing and the activities you're engaging in and the stuff that you're doing. If you can look at it holistically, you'll come to realize that most times, if you don't put your life in sync, if you don't create some kind of a structure, you might end up just being busy in life and not ending anywhere. Okay, so you know, the literal definition of being busy and being productive has some key elements. When we say you're busy, it means you are doing a lot of stuff, often reacting to things. Okay, your day is filled with meetings, emails. You are a busy man or woman. You're doing emails, you're in meeting after meeting, you know, you're on the phone and, you know, calling and answering calls, all tasks that don't necessarily move the needle. You know, busy people often feel overwhelmed, but may not achieve significant outcomes. You feel like you're working so hard, you know, you're doing your 8 to 5. Yes, you wake up in the morning, you go and you're part of a system and you're working, you know, you're here and there. At the end of the day, you feel you're overwhelmed. Okay, and you don't necessarily feel like you're moving anything, you know, vis-a-vis being productive. Okay, where you're doing the right things aligned with your goals or priorities. You know, here there's structure. In both cases, by the way, there is structure, because you can be busy under some kind of structure, but you can also be all over the place with no structure, and, you know, again, you end up just being busy. So as we talk about being productive, we're saying you're doing the right things, you know, things aligned with your goals and priorities. So when we talk about aligning with goals and priorities, it means at some point you sat down and wrote down some goals. You figured out what you want to achieve, and you have some kind of work plan to achieve those objectives. Okay, so productive people focus on results, not just activity. So as we are trying to analyze being busy vis-a-vis being productive, here we are saying that productive people focus on results, okay, and not just activity. Of course, we know that the results come from the activities, but their focus is on the goal, I'll call it the end goal. Okay, are we actually meeting the objective, or we're just doing? So, you know, and it's about working smarter, not necessarily harder. And I like the last part, working smarter and not necessarily harder. So it means you have to leverage all the knowledge, all the tools, all the resources that you can imagine that can help you achieve the objectives faster, with less activity, but more efficiently, you know? So as Dorothy get ready to, you know, comment or submit to this discussion, I just wanted to highlight and throw it out there that, you know, you can look at it from all angles, but you have to know when you're being productive and when you're just being busy. So who of you ladies would like to go first to say something about this?
All right, so Dorothy, you want
to? Yeah. So thank you, our viewers today. So we are talking about, you know, the difference between, you know, being just busy, all right, and being productive. So the reason why we are talking about this is to help you how to be productive, you know, have multiple tasks done, but literally being productive, making progress in, you know, in the areas that you need to. So in our online business here, most of us are professionals who work in, you know, different professionals like IT, healthcare, you know, transport, you know, engineering, and these people are busy people. But you know what? We are able to balance our busy schedules with our online businesses, giving us the flexibility to be able to spend more time with our kids, more time with our family, and to do other things that we love to do. without feeling overwhelmed, like David said. And that's where we are coming about productivity. Yeah, because some people are like, I'm busy, I have children, I have a job, and we are so busy, I can't do this. No, there are people who we are doing it, and we are professionals, So it's just putting your life in a way that you're productive, you're working smarter instead of working hard. And this is prioritizing, if it's your day job, you have that 9 to 5 job, and then just a little bit, a few hours, maybe 1 to 2 hours a day, you can put it onto your online business. And then, this online business, when it starts bringing in the money that you need, then you'll be able to probably cut down on your 9 to 5, and then being more productive, with an online business that is really working behind the scene for you, okay, without you literally being busy, working, and just working. Okay, so I'm gonna give an example of one of the ways we can be productive, and one is prioritizing. What do you want? What do you want in life? So when you are so prioritized, like you prioritize your life, then it helps you being able to focus on the things that are important to you. So, and the other thing is, being purposeful. What do you like? What do you want in life? You have to sit down and just don't dream. You have to dream and take action. All right. You have to dream and take action and take calculated steps towards achieving that purpose, that dream. You can't just be dreaming of a big house, a bigger, paying your mortgage, paying your car loans, paying your student loan, and just sit there and literally do nothing. Okay. So, and just pretend you're busy. Okay. If you're not productive in a way that you can be able to get something started to help you take care of those things so that you can have that financial freedom and time freedom that you deserve, then we are here to help you be able to do that kind of prioritization and being more purposeful in your life. So how are we able to do that? So we are able to do that when
hey,
Dorothy, we lost you.
Sorry.
Lost.
Okay,
Perfect.
it's somebody who was calling me. My uncle. So this being purposeful and being prioritizing is what we want to help you today. And we can help you if you come, and if you're not able to kind of cover these today, well, you can always contact one of us and we can help you see how people are doing it. Okay. And therefore you can be able to do that, meaning you can be able to keep your job and be able to start an online business to be able to achieve that dream, but you really need to take action on that. Okay. So I'm going to add a little more later, but I'll give you back to David.
All right. Thank you, Dorothy, for that submission. Very interesting point you made out there. You said prioritize ruthlessly. Okay. When you're in the process of prioritizing, just to add on to that, I've heard of the 80-20 rule. And the 80-20 rule says that focus on 20% of the tasks that will produce 80% of the desired goals. 20%. So it means as you're looking at prioritizing, okay, you have to know that this is a list of the activities that we have to do, but out of all those activities, there are those key activities that are going to get us to the desired goal. So what are those? And you focus on those. They could be like 20% again. So the 80-20 rule says you focus on 20% of the tasks that are going to give you 80% of the results or of the goals, or that are going to drive you towards you achieving your goal. And again, this takes me to a very interesting analogy that it's like being on a treadmill. Okay, being productive and being busy. So being busy is like running on a treadmill. Okay, you're working. You're moving fast, but staying in the same place. You're on a treadmill, working so hard, okay, but you're still in the same place. So that's busy. And being productive is like moving in the right direction, even at a slower pace, but you're getting somewhere. Okay, so you're moving towards something. It might be a slow pace, not as fast as anybody on the treadmill, but you're moving towards something. So, you know, that's an analogy I wanted to put out there as we look at, you know, being busy vis-a-vis being productive. Dorothy, do you have any submission or addition to that?
Yes. So thank you so much for the opportunity. Actually, for me, when it comes being busy and being productive, I think I'm a true example of it because basically a person who is busy, you are just consistently engaged in an activities, or let me say like often multiple tasking, or jumping from one task to another without clear goals, let me say that. And why do I say that? I'm a clear example. It's because I remember when I was doing my regular jobs, I was just jumping from one job to another, you know, running from one shift to a second shift. Basically, they are giving me all those multiple tasks for me to do. I'm just kind of, when it comes to my income, it was kind of adding, but at the end of the day, the way I receive it, it's the way it goes, because I wasn't having those clear goals. However much I had it, because of what comes on my table, it was not enough for me to achieve those goals. So I end up engaging into a lot of like jobs, you know, from one place to another. You already, you know, you feel like, oh, I went to school, I needed this job, I have it now. And then within 2-3 years down the road, you feel like, no, it's not enough. So instead of being productive, thinking to like multiply on my income without trading in time, I was just jumping on other jobs. That's why I was saying, I think it is a true example. I was a true example of it. And if and when it comes to the productive, that's when I realized that when I became productive, basically using my time and energy to achieve meaningful and measurable results. When I was still doing my regular jobs, I want to be honest with you. What was on my head? Pay the bills, daycare, you know, those basic needs, car notes, insurance, you know, those kind of things. So I didn't have that meaningful and measurable results when it comes to my income, or when it comes to my goals, or even my dream life, because I was in an income whereby it's a circle. January to December, it doesn't add on, it doesn't, like, it's just in stagnant water. So I felt like my income was just stagnant there. That's why I actually say that it's a true example of me, because when I compare those things, I realized that before my regular jobs, I was just busy. Like I was just doing more to to improve and to make my employers happy. But when it comes to my goals, I wasn't touching anything on my goals. And when I started to own my business, I realized that I was achieving more. The other side, I was doing more, but now I'm achieving more because I multiply on my income on a daily, monthly basis compared to the tasks I was assigned when I have the limited income. So, and then I realized that when I was busy, I was often unclear, or should I say reactive, because you are not thinking for yourself. You are thinking on how you can work and be be better, the better performer at your workplace. So I wasn't thinking, I wasn't thinking on myself, on how I can set my clear goals. I was setting the clear goals for the company. For example, I was a safety officer. This is where I was supervising almost 7 sites, right? In the construction sites. So the goals I was putting in place, it was favoring the companies a lot more than me. So I realized that, okay, so I'm focusing on somebody's dream, not even my dreams. But remember, I'm a busy person whereby I used to work from 6:30 to 10 p.m. because I had these 2 jobs. But I was focusing a lot on the things whereby I'm just doing more, but I'm not achieving more. Yet the company was achieving more because the goals I was putting in place, it was like it makes them to achieve more than even me. So, and then I realized that when I started my business, I was productive because this is where I have clear goals and intentional, like being intentional. So when you are, any business owner, you can tell me out there, you can be intentional and you're like, if I need to, let me say, make 20,000 USD or 40,000 this month, what am I supposed to do? Compared to a paycheck which is limited, however much you put in a lot of time, however much you put in your knowledge there, when it comes to income, it's always limited. It doesn't matter even if the company makes $1 million a month, you have your limited one of about maybe 6,000 or even 10,000. It really depends what you're exactly doing. So, and then the other thing I discovered that my time was filled. Time being filled, feel like you don't have time even for yourself, but you have time to build somebody's legacy, right? And I realized that when I started my business, it is a productive thing because this is where now my time is optimized. It's not just filled, right? It's optimized. So it is the things I believe if you're out there and you're watching us, when it comes to busy and productive, it's just of your mindset. You just have to work on your mindset because even me, I had to work on my mindset. And then I realized that by that time, I was having like little progress despite the effort I put in, right? But when when I started to own a business, now I started to be productive because now it is no longer little progress despite the effort. Now there are tangible goals. You set your goals which are tangible and oriented to the outcomes compared to the 9 to 5 or to your regular job. However much you set your goals will never multiply on your income, but they multiply on the person you're working for. So me, I get to realize a lot of things when I sat down and evaluated myself. And I did that, I think I was about 2.5 years in the United States because I realized the things I did back home and I thought like there's something now is missing. And this is where I don't have time for myself. I don't have time for my family. My child reached on an extent of working without me knowing, but building somebody's legacy, calling myself that I'm ever busy, right? But when it comes to the productive, I wasn't. And the last one, it's like, when you are assigned a lot of tasks at your job, you feel like it's overwhelming, whereby it's time for you to sign out, but you're gonna walk with your laptop, go back to your home, and still you continue where you stopped. Well, it's already, it's your time out. It's you to enjoy with your family. But because you feel you have a task, you have a goal, they set a goal at your workplace, so you feel you want to fulfill that. At the end of the day, you are overwhelming, like often high and overwhelming. And when it comes to being productive, you guys, sometimes I sometimes say, oh, in the old world, God loves me a lot, because when I get to realize all of what I'm sharing right now, when you are productive, your time is balanced and manageable. It is balanced and manageable because you are the one targeting yourself. You are the one scheduling yourself. You are the one knowing your goals compared to compared when you're working for somebody else. So to me, I believe whatever I've submitted, it's all about me because that was my experience. And that is it. Back to you, David. Maybe I will add from there, unless if you have any question.
Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you for your submission and for relating really with what we are talking about today. You made an important submission there when you mentioned that when, some people carry work home, okay, yeah, as they're trying to hit the work targets.
Exactly. I did too.
So that's how they're prioritized. But as they try to, achieve the work targets, they're bringing their work home, okay? And you find that you actually haven't learned the art of balancing between work and personal life, that your work
Like work life.
encroaches into what would be your family time or your family, moments. And that's key, because people actually, if you look at it, people miss moments. It's supposed to be merrymaking, a holiday, family, celebration of some kind, but somebody is still locked into
Actually,
their work.
Decade, when it comes to the like time management and those kind of things, it always comes with the stress, the level of stress. Because okay, let's say even if you're owning a business, of course, along the way you're going to find that kind of a stress, right? But when it comes to the stress level compared to the tasks they assign you at your workplace, they're overwhelming. But when it comes to when you're productive or when you're doing something for yourself, you can balance it because you can manage it, compared to the other one. You can't manage it because it's a goal set by somebody, and that goal, you are the one to fulfill it. So at the end of the day, you end up having a lot of stress because you want to hit that goal on pressure. So I just wanted to add that because I remember it added it like happened on me when I was doing my anti-money laundering job. We were assigned some tasks whereby you have to do that investigation, and they give you like you need to work on over, like, let me say 3 or 5 people. And these people in corporate, some of them in the government, some of them, they are celebrities. So to do investigation, it's really very hard. You can end up one case, just one person. It is just you can spend even 3 months or even 4 months. But this is where they are giving you a target that, oh, if you finish this one in this kind of a month or this kind of a period, you're going to be it's like it's not like even you're going to be rewarded, but it's a goal the company needs you to do, so it's kind of a lot of stress at the end of the day. And that's what I wanted to add. Back to you.
All right, thank you. Thank you for that submission. Yeah, it's the work targets usually push us to work beyond the, I wouldn't call it the acceptable, but to work within the time limits that we have for what we call jobs, and then being able to balance that with personal life or whatever. And again, when you look at it from the light of us, a business owner, you have that flexibility of time, you have that flexibility of income, you have that flexibility really plays or takes you a long way. You have control, so you can do your own prioritizing. In fact, you know what, based on Dorothy N's submission earlier about prioritizing, I dare our viewers out there and everybody here too, to because learning never ends, to actually take it upon ourselves to prioritize better. Okay, when we mentioned the 80-20 rule, it says that out of all the tasks you have to do for your business or for your work or whatever it is, to look at the key tasks that are actually going to generate 80% of the result and focus on those. You see, write down your goals or figure out what your goals are, or what your objectives are, and then look at the activities that you have to do to achieve these objectives or these goals, and focus on 20% of those activities, because in the process of prioritizing, you will have to figure out the key tasks and activities that are going to give you 80% of the result. And if you can focus on that, you're actually being productive. That's the lesson for today, from what I'm seeing, that if you can prioritize and be able to identify the 20% activities and tasks that are key to giving you 80% of the result, and you can focus on that, you are being productive vis-a-vis being busy, because there are activities that are just going to keep you busy.
Yeah.
And there are activities that will give you the intended results. Thank you, Dorothy, for your submission. Dorothy, I'm bringing you back because I know you have a lot more than prioritizing and, what you mentioned earlier, to comment, add on, subtract, or even take us through more of what you have for us today, Dorothy.
All right. So today I just have like the final thing to tell our viewers today. Today we're not talking much, but I just want to tell our viewers that if you want more energy, more time, more freedom, more flexibility in life, then you have to be productive. You cannot just be busy. Busy. You can't be busy all the time, busy, and we can't see results. You can't see results yourself. You have to be productive. You have to sit down and see how you can be productive in your life, in all areas of your life. All right. So we are here to tell you that we can help you to be more productive. How can we help you to be more productive? If you come in and you check out our online business, we are going to teach you how to make money online from the comfort of your home. And you know what? This online business, if you give it time to grow, if you give it time, a couple of years to grow, it's going to help you, all right? Even maybe retire you or reduce your work hours or even have more money to take care of the things that you need to take care of without doing multiple jobs, by helping you work smarter, helping you be more productive, achieving goals without just being busy. All right. We don't want you to have a life where you're retiring in your 70s, retiring in your 60s. You're still having a mortgage 30 years from now. You just have this one, you don't have, even if maybe you have savings, but you haven't moved an inch, like you're not moving a needle in what you're doing, right? Because sometimes you find that people are retiring, they still have a mortgage, they still have student loan, my goodness, they still have credit card debt, and others cannot even retire, all right? They're 70s and they can't retire yet because they still have all these things, like burden, still in 70s, 60s. But for you, you have a choice right now. If you're 70, good. If you're 60, still you have a chance. But if you're young and healthy, you have a chance to come in and check this business out so that you can prioritize your life. You can concentrate on things that are productive, things that can help you achieve the goals you have set up in life, and they can make you actually achieve financial freedom that you deserve. And that financial freedom, what does it mean? Is maybe retire early, pay your mortgage, pay your student loan, invest in real estate, have extra money, emergency fund, just feel comfortable so that you can have energy to spend time with your family, to spend time with those grandkids, to spend time with your loved ones, to travel, to do things that you love to do while you still have the energy to do that, right? So that's why we come here to encourage you to come check out our online business, because it has changed so many lives and it has transformed families into ways that you cannot even imagine. And it happened that way because they became productive. Most of these people actually are professionals who came in and they just decided to work smarter, just decided to take that extra hour in their life to be more productive than just being busy. And they have transformed their lives in ways that you can never, tell. But to talk more about this, you can contact one of us, David, me, or Dorothy, Coach Dorothy. Down here on this description, you can, contact us and let us help you. Let us help you start something that can help you achieve those things that I have talked about, and so that you can have the life that you truly deserve. So thank you so much, David, for this topic and, leading us into this amazing topic to help people be more productive and achieve their dreams, early enough in life so they can enjoy life. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You.
Yep.
Wow. Thank you, Dorothy. Nicely put, nicely concluded. Nicely concluded. Earlier on, as we were starting this topic, I mentioned, and one of the elements of being productive, I said this with utmost care. It's about working smarter and not necessarily harder. Okay. And Dorothy has mentioned that, but I'll ham it by saying working smarter is knowing what actually smart is. Okay. And here we have a couple of things to consider. There's automation. Whatever you're doing or whatever you're jumping onto in life, lately you just can't run away from automation because it improves, your processes. So system automation is important. Any opportunity you would like to jump on or you're looking for to do, be it a traditional business or a digital business, you should embrace automation, or you should jump onto something that has an element of automation. Okay. Email automation and a couple of processes that are automated. Okay. You have a support system. Okay. Both technical and some kind of mentorship, coaching. There is some kind of a support system, not trying to figure out things on your own. Yes, you can, but along the way, because like I said, prioritizing, you kind of lose it. You can't be everywhere. So you need a support system, technical support system, and mentorship or coaching. So if you can identify an opportunity that has mentorship, it has coaching, it has technical support, that would be a plus. Okay. We're trying to identify a smart opportunity. We're trying to identify, an area where you can work smart. And the other thing is being able to earn in your sleep. It's possible you can earn in your sleep. And how this is done, you're leveraging technologies again. Technology never goes to bed. It never goes to sleep. So you can leverage technologies so that you have a system built to work while you are asleep, while you enjoy your sleep. So if you can achieve that, if you can identify that, then you would be one step towards working smarter, having control, and a step towards achieving your ultimate desired goals, especially financially. So we're saying we have a system that has all these three. And if you're interested, the choice is yours. You can always go, as Dorothy said, look in the bio. There is a website. Click on the website, and that's how you begin your journey. You find the relevant information. You can always call, and we'll help you best where we can to move towards doing something for yourself that is capable of transforming the way you earn and the way you look at your finances vis-a-vis working hard. Okay, you have an opportunity to start prioritizing, and we all learn from, we all come from somewhere and have to go through a learning curve, and nobody has it all together. But if you have a system that can help you to figure it out, people that can help you to figure it out, that's a plus. And thank you, Dorothy, for that. Coach Dorothy, do you have an addition to what you have in your package for us?
Yes. So first and foremost, I could say people should focus on measuring results, focus on the outcomes, not the activities. Because if I was focusing on the activities, it means I would have not even been here. I would have not been here today. But when you are focusing on the outcomes, it means you're focusing on what comes out from your day, right? And then what I can conclude with is that basically being busy may make you feel accomplished, but productivity is what leads you to real success. And focus on working smarter, not just harder, as David said. and the channel, like mainly you are focusing or your effort is into what truly drives you to the results. Remember, the goal is not just to fill your day. Your goal is to make your day counted. Like you have to count that day. If you're just filling it, that means at the end of the day, you might end up not getting those outcomes. You might end up not having that dream life you wanted. So I can say that it's all about focusing on the outcomes, not the activities.
So anyway, guys, thank you for joining us today, and thank you for being a part of this show every Sunday. We're going to be back next Sunday, same time, 2 o'clock PST, 5 o'clock Eastern time, and 10 o'clock GMT, I believe, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Other than that, we'll see you next time, and keep safe. Enjoy the new week. Bye-bye.
Bye, friend.
Bye.
Join us every Sunday for an episode of the Digital Business Forum
at 2 p.m. PST, 3 p.m. MST, 5 p.m. EST, and 10 p.m. GMT.
This forum will feature successful, experienced digital business owners with inspiring information to help you make that informed decision about starting your own digital business. By starting your own online business, you will have more free time to take control of your life, create generational wealth, retire early, and make money from anywhere in the world with just your laptop, phone, and internet. If